Start your search today at pubs.acs.org.
There's an explosion of knowledge, a lot of it appearing in the New England Journal of Medicine, that made medicine fantastic in so many ways, but it also made it really complex.
Healthcare is very siloed historically, but what we now have is this awareness that that's not the way to deliver value. And we've got to learn to work as a team because we can be much more efficient and we can share our ideas.
Around 2014, Jeff Drazen, the editor of the New England Journal, asked me to think about what should the New England Journal and the Mass Medical Society do in healthcare delivery. I spent a lot of time going around asking people in healthcare, how do they get their information about how healthcare should be delivered? And they didn't really have any reliable way.
We needed this deep scientific expertise and credibility and review process.
We wanted to provide practical innovations in care delivery information for managers, not CEOs only, but people right there at the front line. The journal, NEJM Catalyst, Innovations in Care Delivery, is really what this work is about. We will cover the range from 250-word articles with a figure to 11,000-word articles to podcast interviews and TED-like talks. In the first issue, Amy Compton Phillips has an article which we will make available to everyone, subscriber and non-subscriber, on spreading at scale. Michael Chernew, he has an article with one of his colleagues on how money should flow in healthcare. He looks at the impact on quality, efficiency. I don't know anywhere else where you can find information like that.
You need a rigorous process, you need a rigorous editorial board, you need peer review to sort of satisfy the standards that are common in this field.
Data alone doesn't do it. Stories alone doesn't do it. You've got to be able to put them together.
In all the history of healthcare, it's never been anything like this, not even close.
We are trying to do something good. We're trying to meet patients' needs, do it in a way that can be afforded, and what could be better than that?
Blood. 10 pints of life force, coursing through thousands of miles of arteries, veins, and capillaries. Those blood vessels carry blood to every other organ, keeping them functioning and thriving. Our red blood cells carry oxygen and nutrients. Our platelets stop bleeding and help to heal our wounds. Our white cells protect us against infection. And the yellow liquid plasma in which they are suspended carries an array of proteins that regulate bleeding and clotting.
Hello, and welcome to the world's first video journal in science, also known as JOVE, the Journal of Visualized Experiments. JOVE was founded for the benefit of scientists around the world who frown, shake their heads, and throw up their hands in frustration when it comes to reproducing experiments from text-based protocols or skimpy method sections from print journals. By adopting a video format, JOVE makes learning highly nuanced methods much simpler because most techniques need to be seen to be learned. As a peer-reviewed PubMed Index journal, JOVE encourages submissions from researchers everywhere to preserve the techniques they've developed and share them with colleagues across oceans and continents. There's no need to be a video production expert. JOVE provides videographers to record your experiment and has a centralized post-production facility to edit and add motion graphics to your project. Publishing in JOVE's unique video format will allow other researchers to more easily reproduce your work, which will make it more likely for you to get cited. JOVE is also a great way to preserve the methodology developed in your laboratory and use video for training future lab members. JOVE has published thousands of articles from well-known labs who release experiments from a wide array of fields, including neuroscience, medicine, immunology, bioengineering, and applied physics. Whether you're out to publish or learn new science, there's only really one place that visualizes it, and that's JOVE, the Journal of Visualized Experiments.
As an active researcher in the biomedical industry, when you're searching the literature, you shouldn't feel like you've been dropped in the middle of a stormy sea. But when you get results like this, how do you find what's really relevant and helpful? And isn't it frustrating to get completely irrelevant results? For example, when searching for the protein bark1 and getting articles on tree bark. Using a typical search engine, you often end up drowning in an overwhelming sea of data. Wading through this sea of information to find the relevant results you need can consume considerable amounts of time and energy that researchers in today's competitive environment can't afford. Successful researchers need a smarter search engine that can yield fast, relevant results, a tool designed by biomedical professionals for biomedical professionals that not only saves time and energy, but is completely free to use. For all this, there's Quirtle. Quirtle is a simple yet powerful search engine that uses sophisticated linguistic technology to focus on the most relevant results, showing you the pertinent facts in context for rapid evaluation. Simply enter your search, and because Quirtle understands biology and chemistry, it will know the difference between the terms NO and no. Quirtle leverages a vast growing network of research documents, as well as hard-to-reach information, such as corporate white papers, even current news articles from the biomedical field, to create a comprehensive database with more than 200 million meaningful relationships. Quirtle not only focuses its results on these key assertions in the literature, but also presents them in context. automatic identification of the key concepts related specifically to the relationships found allows you to immediately focus in on what is important to you and to discover new connections that you didn't know about. You can also take advantage of Quirtle's unique power terms to represent entire groups of related objects, so you can find real answers faster than ever before and filter your results accordingly. Today's fast-growing bioscience industry produces a vast amount of research information, with approximately 1 million relevant documents created every year. Navigating it is the key to our future. Master the growing seas of data with Quirtle, the smarter, faster way to search. Try Quirtle's intelligent search engine for yourself and discover the possibilities.
Since 1930, SEG has embraced a mission of supporting the science of geophysics, exploring technologies to advance exploration, quantifying the impact to better manage resources, providing data to anticipate the future, supporting education to ensure success and growth, providing tools to prevent disaster, applying geophysics to improve lives, in the best of times and the worst. SEG has been there worldwide, supporting members from more than 125 countries for over 85 years, advancing the science of exploration geophysics, serving a global membership, fostering common scientific interests, supporting humanitarian efforts, accelerating geophysical innovation, inspiring the geophysicists of today and tomorrow, providing resources, publications, books, events, workshops, research and data, courses, lectures, e-learning, university and student programs, scholarships and grants, and spanning the world. 24,000 members, 126 countries, 53 sections and associated societies, 345 student chapters. Society of Exploration Geophysicists, connecting the world of applied geophysics. Join, donate, learn more.
High-quality research is seriously affected by slow progress. Your progress largely depends upon whether you are empowered in 3 key ways. First, you need to effortlessly discover the right set of scholarly literature and other supporting supplementary resources at the right time so that you can keep expanding your scholarship. But then it is not good enough to just keep collecting these resources. You also need to speed up your understanding of all your new findings, develop newer insights, and come up with exciting and original ideas. And then, to effortlessly thread the key takeaways from every paper as you progress, without having to deal with the natural barrier of human memory. Finally, you need to disseminate your ideas and connect them with your supervisors or students or lab mates' ideas seamlessly and in real time. Sounds too much to do? Not if you have Rex. Rex is your personal, AI-powered research assistant that senses your evolving research needs and eases out much of the stuff that makes things slow and frustrating. Upload your research material and review them with customizable templates that give structure to your thoughts. Of course, you can annotate and highlight key points, which Rex keeps track of when you need it anytime in the future. Need to understand more about that theory and literature you're reading? Rex has the right kind of supplementary resources, such as professional research blogs, online lectures, conference recordings, and wiki articles at your convenience. That's not just it. You can also jot down your rough ideas, plan of action, research insights, and that first draft of your paper on Rex. Keep expanding your ideas by discovering further literature. Rex facilitates you to not just explore, but also narrow down your discovery as per specific needs. It keeps learning how your research evolves as you read, review, discover, and draft your work. Rex, your personal smart research assistant.
We are the leading premium science storyteller in Europe. We work in multiple languages and multiple formats. We bring together hundreds of expert storytellers, all under one umbrella. What sets us apart? We understand science, medicine, and technology. We take complex ideas and translate them into clear, concise, compelling stories, shaped as digital content. The world is complicated. SciencePod can make sense of it. Be part of our story. Register your interest to support us. Don't wait. Contact SciencePod today.
Hello and welcome to today's demonstration of Access Global News. My name is Parker Pogue and I am an International Account Representative here at Newsbank. Today it is my goal to give you a quick glimpse at our resource as well as showcase some of the new features we have developed recently. As you click into Newsbank, you will be brought to this main landing page. Here, the user has several different options to begin their work. If they know what they are researching and want to begin right away, they can plug in their search term and begin investigating through our thousands of primary sources from over 200 countries and territories. Perhaps your user is focused on a certain geographical region. They can click on our map search and be directed to a global map where they can refine by source location. However, we do know that sometimes users do not always know what they are looking for, so we have added these suggested topics to help narrow your research. From popular topics like business, environment, science, and more, your user has easy access to relevant and reliable information on a broad spectrum of topics. Within each of these categories, the most popular search terms have been identified and entered by our editorial team. So let's say, for instance, your user is passionate about science and wants to learn more about drones. Upon clicking the link, you will see that our team has already performed a Boolean search to help narrow the results for more relevant information. From here, your user has the option to jump right into any of the results or refine their search even more. You have several options, including narrowing by source type, year, source name, language, and more. In each article, the search terms are highlighted to showcase the piece's relevance, and we now include this Read Speaker feature, which will read the article for the user. Let's say, for example, your user is particularly interested in this article from the East African in Kenya. We have quick options to cite where they can export the citation to external sources like EasyBib and Noodle Tools, or directly copy a citation in your school's preferred style. They can email, print, as well as download the article. Also, they can save to My Folder, which students and staff can create to keep all of their favorite articles in one place and stay organized. Lastly, they can copy the link to easily share the information. This Access Global News package is designed to make research approachable and reliable. In this digital age where students often look to places like Google and Wikipedia, it is important that users have access to and are aware of our primary sources that can be used in their research. It is also important to build familiarity with this kind of research, as they will most likely run into our tools at the next level of their education.
In patients with human epidermal growth factor receptor 2 positive breast cancer, treated with neoadjuvant chemotherapy and HER2-targeted therapy, the risk of cancer recurrence is higher among those with residual invasive disease than among those without residual disease. Trastuzumab emtansine is an antibody-drug conjugate of trastuzumab, a HER2-targeted therapy, and the cytotoxic agent emtansine, a microtubule inhibitor. Trastuzumab increases intracellular delivery of emtansine to HER2 overexpressing cells. In this multicenter randomized open-label trial, 1,486 patients with HER2-positive early non-metastatic invasive breast cancer and residual invasive disease after surgery, who had completed neoadjuvant chemotherapy with trastuzumab, were randomly assigned to 14 cycles of trastuzumab emtansine or trastuzumab alone as adjuvant therapy. The primary endpoint was invasive disease-free survival. Safety was a key secondary endpoint. The primary endpoint was significantly higher among patients who received trastuzumab emtansine than among those who received trastuzumab alone. At a planned interim analysis, invasive disease or death had occurred in fewer patients who received trastuzumab emtansine than in those who received trastuzumab. At 3 years, it was estimated that 88.3% of the patients who received trastuzumab emtansine would be free of invasive disease, as compared with 77.0% of the patients who received trastuzumab. Adverse events of any grade were more common in the trastuzumab emtansine group than in the trastuzumab group. The most common adverse events of grade 3 or more were decreased platelet count and hypertension. The authors conclude that among patients with HER2-positive early breast cancer who had residual invasive disease after completion of neoadjuvant therapy with a trastuzumab-containing regimen, the risk of recurrent invasive disease or death was lower with trastuzumab emtansine than with trastuzumab alone. Full trial results are available at nejm.org.
Hi, this is Jeff Safar, CEO of Quirtle, with a quick example to show you why artificial intelligence is essential for literature discovery. In this example, we're asking what genetic factors associated with melanoma are affected by flavonoids. On PubMed, by the way, you only get one single result. But with our QInsight application, you not only get hundreds of results, but you can immediately see that there are clear relevant results such as resveratrol targeting AKT, enhancing expression of FOXO1, or morin inducing a microRNA 216A. In addition, we can see using our key concepts that are automatically discovered by the artificial intelligence, actual list of the genes that are involved, the types of melanoma, and the flavonoids that are there. And if I click on any one of these, all the other results update, so I can answer the question which flavonoids can be used for which melanoma and which genes they are being targeted. And we can put all this together by looking at genetic networks to understand how all this fits together in biology.